Hey Switchheads, how's it going? Kanan here, hope you're all well, and welcome to my review of Super Soccer Blast American vs Europe. Oh my good grief, these names are getting worse and so much harder to pronounce, so I'm going to be calling this Super Soccer for the rest of the actual review. And feel free to hit that like and subscribe button if you fancy more content like this, and also join us in Discord, the link is down below. And so let's find out whether Super Soccer will make it up onto the Wall of Fame, or miss out and end up on the Wall of Shame, or maybe just fumble around the pitch for a bit in the middle. So let's get on with it, gameplay. Okay, so firstly, I am an amateur person when it comes to like soccer or football, so this is from my point of view, not like someone that plays FIFA or something like that. But I will say one thing about Super Soccer, and that it has a lot of actual features and things that you can customize and everything. I'll also say that it's 4-player, which is brilliant, and I do intend on playing it 4-player, but unfortunately I can't get people at the moment to do so. Okay, so let's get into it. Firstly, you have like these challenges where, you know, create a female avatar, score a goal outside of the area, create a male avatar, score a certain amount of goals with a certain character or with one particular character, and all sorts of things like that. So there's something to aim for here as well. And then you can edit your actual avatar and also edit sort of like teams and things like that, so that you can give it your own stamp, if you like, within the actual game. And then after all of that, into the actual playing of the game. So you've got like a world tour, a quick match. Quick match is obvious, straight into it. Great if you've got some mates around and maybe just sort of like you just want a couple of games. And also customize your own competitions, which is pretty cool. I haven't done it yet, but I have looked into it and it is seemingly quite in-depth. Into the actual world tour, there seems to be 8 different like tours you can actually do, or leagues, ranging from the Super League, the American vs Europe League, to the Euro Nations. All of them with a feeling of a different setup and the way they're played out in general, which is quite a good thing because it keeps each of them kind of fresh in a way and makes you feel like you are actually playing something different and not just the same thing over and over again. Okay, so onto the actual bit that people actually want to know about is how the actual game plays. Yes, all the other stuff is fun and everything, and I had to explain it because there are going to be some people saying I want to know this stuff, even though I've tried to keep it as brief as I can. And so the controls are actually quite simple, and I'm really glad that they are. As you can see on the screen, it's nothing complicated. It's slightly different depending on whether you're defensive or offensive. And it does give me a kind of feel of the arcadey, sensible soccer, the original, not the remake. And that's a good thing, rather than a FIFA or a PES type game. The actual controls, once you actually get used to them, are actually quite good and quite intuitive. I felt they handled quite well. Swapping and running and passing and everything was also handled very well. And yeah, I really did enjoy the simplicity of the controls, but yet still maintaining that I'm playing the game and it's me doing all of this type feel to it. The game does have different difficulties, and trust me, if you want a challenge, you can definitely get one here. I had to knock it down slightly to easy just to get into the actual controls and the way everything moved and everything. But once I got into it, I knocked it back up to medium, and yeah, I was having fun with it. And I definitely do feel that anyone that likes this sort of thing, again, not FIFA or PES, will actually have a good time here and not really regret getting it. And the pricing also is pretty good for what you get. There's also a camera feature here where you can set the camera to sort of like really far back, like TV, high or lateral. And basically you can zoom in and out with them, and I actually prefer the lateral camera because it feels a bit more closer up and I can see the action a bit more. And talking of which, graphically I actually quite like it. It's got a fun appeal to it, but also got that like seriousness to it as well. And then it's got small little details like the banners around change, and you can also see the spectators moving around in the stands and all sorts of different things. And I think that really does help add to the actual atmosphere of the game. And then there's other little details on the actual side of the pitch and all sorts of things like that. And also the character customization all is quite cool. It's got quite a bit to it, more than I actually would have thought this game would have had. Audibly, it's also pretty cool. Has what you want, all the kicking sounds, blah blah blah. But also you can hear the crowd, and when they get nearer to the actual goals, they sort of like raise in their like excitement, and when they score you can hear them cheering and all sorts. Yeah, I definitely think this is actually quite cool in that respect, and really does draw you into the game more and more, and really does keep the atmosphere going as you're playing on. Simplistic but good controls that actually make you feel like you're playing the actual game. A customization system that is pretty cool as well, and the actual game plays really well. Plenty of different features and all, and even some challenges that you can do also. 4-player options in games like this is something that should be in all of them, so well done. The bad. I'm thinking this might not appeal so much for people that are into like PES or FIFA and things like that, more the hardcore players. But I think maybe they'd miss a trick, especially if you can get 4 people around and sit around your TV and, you know, just play away and have a bit of fun. The score. I'm definitely going to give this a well-earned 4 out of 5. And yes, that really did surprise myself as well, as I never thought I'd ever be reviewing a game and marking it so high. But from what I've played, I've thoroughly enjoyed myself here, and also the fact that you can have 4 people around and just play and have fun, and I think that's what this is all about really. And as for my alternative, I'm going to mention Football Cup 2021, as it's the only other game really that's, you know, football or soccer related I've reviewed on the channel, or actually played on Nintendo Switch. I would definitely say it's not quite as good as Super Soccer, but it's still quite a good fleshed out game with plenty to actually do within it. And yeah, definitely consider picking it up once you're done with everything within Super Soccer. Although if you have a good alternative, let us know down below in the comments, along with any other thoughts that you may have about Super Soccer, because after all, that's where they belong. And consider hitting that like and subscribe button if you want to be kept up to date on all my latest content. And join the community Discord if you want to come for extended chats on anything that's mentioned in any of my videos, or just come just to say hi, because life is better when we switch together.